Hello, my name is Naya Rivera. I am 30 years old. I was born in Valencia, California on January 12th, 1987. I was raised in Valencia, California, but I lived in Los Angeles for most of my life. I'm half Puerto Rican, quarter of African American, and German. My mother pursued modeling, and through her I represented by the same talent agent as my mother and have appeared in commercials for camera as a baby. However, my first significant acting job commenced at age 4 when I starred as Hillary Winston in The Royal Family, 1991. By this, I received a Young Artist Award nomination for my performance. My family is considered as middle class or a tad bit wealthier than most, but I lived a fairly normal life. My parents are George and Yolanda Rivera, my mother, who was a former model, and I have two siblings as well, much younger than me. Michael Rivera and Nikayla Rivera. I'm quite to to describe myself, I'd be quite hyperactive and filled with energy and enthusiastic. I attempt to put my thoughts into action and encourage many others to set their minds on what's important. Like, do not let your dreams be dreams. I've become more optimistic and more active. I try to be healthy and fit by having a consistent workout schedule and eating properly. I feel like I'm wise beyond my years. I've done a lot of living, and it's like I am 79-year old trapped in a 30-year-old's body. There's no sign of any mental illness that occurred in my family. My family is quite normal. No trace of disorders. My mother Yolanda was a former model who at the time pursued that career and attained recognition through her. Honestly, I started as a baby doing commercials for Kmart and starring in small roles such as The French Prince of Bel-Air, Family Matters, Baywatch, Even Stevens, CSI Miami, many others. My biggest breakthrough was landing a role on Glee, playing as Santana Lopez, who's a high school cheerleader. I've been through so many challenging moments in my life, as of many people in this world have experienced a traumatic instance in their lives. I was not the most popular person in high school. Um, Everyone goes through so many different things in life. As a teenager, I was well aware of my condition worsening or much of a huge deal because I was young and I thought it was normal. I struggled with an eating disorder and became anorexic. I always avoided food at all costs, and if my mother packed lunch for me, I'd either trash it or find an excuse to give it away. Another challenge I faced was terminating my pregnancy on my day off from filming an episode of Glee. I found out in late 2010 that I was pregnant with my boyfriend Ryan Dorsey, whom I actually broke up with to focus on my career. Now he didn't quite know about it. I didn't tell him that I was pregnant, but I put my career first and just terminated my pregnancy. And many people would be like, "What the hell?" But it's something that I believe that many others should be open to talk about. It's not easy. I mean, it's one of those small, I don't know the words, small bothersome or something's, I don't know. Um, it's still my past, and I'm, I don't regret it, but at the same time I do. Uh, it was tough, but I chose my career first. And although that pregnancy was terminated, I am still focused on my career while I am still married with Ryan Dorsey, who at the time I broke up with it, but I'm now married to him. I married him in 2014, and I have a son named Josie. He's 11 months old. And I hope that one day, when he reads it, and when he reads the memoirs I wrote, it would give him a better perspective on the issues women face. But to go more in depth of my eating disorder, it actually started when I was a teenager, specifically in middle school, while my acting career stalled. And my parents were splitting up and reunited. I felt as if my parents' relationship issues and my career being stalled took a huge toll on me, leading me to become anorexic, becoming seeing it as a coping mechanism. Actually, I believe that being anorexic at the same time was such a brutal moment in my life. I would refuse to eat at all costs due to the negative situations that surrounds me. One day I was so hungry, I was shaking, and I decided to eat an apple. Instead, I just sat there and held it up to my mouth. I couldn't bring myself to take a bite. It was like two sides of my brain were competing, one telling me to eat it, it's just an apple, and the other telling me, no, 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 that'll ruin everything. It was a constant battle, but I never realized the severity until my sophomore year. It was such an eye-opener that I commenced becoming a more healthier person. I mean, I still struggle with body image, but the anorexia battle was well over by the end of high school year. In the end, you can't really change your past. You can only learn from it and become a better version of yourself. Having to go through an eating disorder at such a young age made me sad. Made me really sad that there are other young people who may be feeling that way. Therefore, I wrote a memoir. It's called Sorry Not Sorry, that talks about my dreams, mistakes, and just growing up. Because navigating through young adulthood is not easy. I wanted to reach out to others through this book and just show them that you aren't alone in the highs, lows, and in-betweens. You have to fight through the bad times to get to the good. Don't give up. Everything is temporary. And I just want everyone to know that.